Hey, how's it going, guys? I noticed my coral bone farming method actually got quite a bit of views, so I started to think that I could do a coral crystal guide, kind of like a fast route to collecting the most coral crystals as possible. Recently I was messing around with the switch axe and I noticed that there are a couple weapons that require coral crystals. I know they can be a pain to gather, but I've come up with my fastest method to use to basically get anywhere from 20 to 40 coral crystals in 10 to 15 minutes. So basically I'm going to be showing you in the next couple of minutes the fastest route to collecting these coral crystals. So what you're going to want to do is go ahead, and it's obvious, you're going to want to go on an expedition, high rank or low rank, to the Coral Highlands. So just go ahead and go up and select the Coral Highlands, and then the camp that I ended up choosing to go to is the southern camp. I was thinking going up to the northeast camp because there's a couple mining outposts up there, but I decided to go with the southern because I actually thought of a faster route that I could take. So you're going to want to go ahead and depart to the Coral Highlands, to the southern camp, which is the very first camp that you get, and the first thing you're going to do is jump down and run to the left. But I've been doing a lot of the Tail Raider Unity side quests. They're kind of little mini quests that you can do for your Palico, basically to become friends with the Tail Raider groups. So the Unity I have, I had gotten in the Rotten Veil, which gives you the Plunder Blade. So I figured since the Plunder Blade gives you more monster materials and more items such as pelts and other things, that I figured I could put the Plunder Blade on my Palico and use this for this method. I don't know if it actually works, but I did in the end end up collecting a few more coral crystals because of, I don't know, attaching it, or if my cat just ended up finding them, because I know your cat finds materials for you without the Plunder Blade, but I don't know if the Plunder Blade gives a hidden buff. I'm going to have to find that out and let you guys know. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is go into the tent and equip the Plunder Blade to my Palico, and I'm going to use that Plunder Blade and see if it affects the method for farming these. I'm not sure if it gives a hidden buff, but we're going to go ahead and see. I'm going to go ahead and keep testing it out, and I'll let you guys know if I notice a difference between using the Plunder Blade and using just normal equipment. Alright, and I also brought a couple dash juices. These give you 100% stamina, and they give you the effects of a wiggly lychee, so you can run for a longer periods of time. So we're going to go ahead and get into this. Jump down and start running to the left. There's going to be a crevice that you're going to want to crawl through for the first 3 mining outposts, one of them in which is a red one, which only gives you dragon vein ore and other things. They don't give you coral crystals or any of that, but I just mine them for the resources. So we're going to go ahead and climb up here to the right, and we're going to head up here to the left. It's hard to see, but there's a crevice that you're going to be crawling under. And you'll notice over here, my Tail Raider group is just sitting over here, and my Palico will go up and communicate with them. You'll see at the end why it's very, very useful to have a Tail Raider group, and why you should do these side quests. And if you have questions about them, I can make a new video, and you can ask in the description of how you can get these different equipments for your Palico and form these unities with these cats. So the cats right here are the Shield Bearer tribe. They're from the Wildspire Waste. Basically, you form the unity with them to get the shield. As you can see, there's 2 blue mining outcrops right here. From these first 2, I'm not going to get any coral crystals. It's kind of a hit or miss with these. You're either going to get dragonite or carbolite or aqua core. It just depends. But we're going to go ahead and pinpoint these wheels that you can use to travel across. They're basically rope lift wheels that you get through progressing through the campaign. So we're going to go ahead and come down here, and we're going to use the rope lift, because the rope lift is going to be taking us to our next 2 to 3 outcrops. So you're just going to go ahead and head down, and there's another crevice right here. Just use circle to use the rope lift. And you're going to head up here. The first thing you're going to do is run all the way to the right, because this first outcrop is kind of hidden, so you're going to want to go sharp right here. The next blue outcrop is slightly to the left, down more. You're going to want to jump off this shell, and it's going to be right to the right. The next outcrop, you're going to want to turn around and run back some. You're going to slide down this hill, and it's going to be right to the left. That's going to be the next outcrop. As you can see, we've already mined 6 outcrops total, and we've only been running for about 2 to 3 minutes. The next thing you're going to want to do is run to the left. There's a little crevice you're going to want to crawl through too. This is going to be where most of your mining outcrops are. I'm going to show you why this is the best route to take, because you may think that there's only 1 mining outcrop on top of this hill, but there's actually 2. You're going to want to go around and climb up the vines through the back. So this is the first blue outcrop. The second one's going to be a red mining outcrop. The third one's going to be blue, and then the last 2 are also going to be blue. So there's 5 total here. This is going to be your main source of resources. This next blue one is right to the right. You can't see it. You're going to have to walk around this waterfall. I think this one's the most hidden one out of all of them, so be careful not to miss it. As you can see, we've gotten quite a bit of coral crystals so far. I'm just building up my resource pile for basically utilizing them to use for weapons. So like I said, you're going to want to come around here and climb up these vines, because there's actually 2 up here. You can see one and you can climb up and get the one, but there's one right here. And the next one is going to be the one that's visible to you, which is to the right up here. And you can see where the vines are at. So make sure not to miss that second one in the back. That's 5 total right there, plus 6, so you've just mined 11 mining crops in the last 5 minutes. We're going to travel back to the southern camp, and it's just rinse and repeat. This is the fastest method that I could come up with. This is the fastest way that I could think of running, and you're going to go ahead and use another dash juice. These dash juices only last a couple minutes, so make sure that you keep using these. And it's just rinse and repeat. Jump off this cliff, run to the left, and continue on the path that I've told you guys about. So I'm going to go ahead and just stay quiet so you guys can watch. Right here, it takes them a little bit to appear. You'll notice that they still haven't appeared yet, but on the map it shows that they're full resourced. So you're going to go ahead and run to the right. And then I ran to the left a little. You just kind of want to make it the outcrops not visible to you, and they'll reappear. Now I'm going to run right so I can make the left one appear. I'm going to go ahead and mine the left one. And then now that it's not, the one back there isn't visible to you, you're going to go ahead and go back and mine it. And as you progress through here, they should all pop up right away. That's what's most convenient about this method, is by the time you get back to the first ones that you mined, they should have already reappeared or are ready to reappear. You just kind of have to move around so that way they can reappear. It's like perfect timing right on the dot that they reappear, which makes this method the best. So at the end of all of this, I only did 2 runs. You can do as you feel fit. But you're basically doing 22 mining outcrops in 10 to 15 minutes, and most of it is just running. So if you think about it, this is like you're just like hitting the gold mine, because 22 times 3, you get 3 resources per mining outcrop. Unless the mining outcrop is shiny, you get even more. So you just do the math, and not to mention at the end you get the items from your palico. There's going to be a couple monsters while you're progressing through expedition, obviously, so I kind of just snuck around Odegiron because I want to avoid contact with him. He's usually not too aggressive if you leave him alone, but there's times where, you know, Odegiron can be Odegiron and chase after your ass, so I'm just going to make sure that to completely avoid him and run up here to the right. Now through this method, I'm sure you can run into a couple monsters. At the beginning of this video, Paloma was flying off. I don't know how your monster spawns will work, so you could run into Basilgeist, Legiona, any of the, you know, monsters that could get in your way. So just make sure, if need be, bring a Ghillie Mantle if you'd like. That kind of avoids conflicts with monsters. And I'm going to show you why at the end of this video, why making a unity with the Palico tribes is so, it's just like a necessity. I mean, it took me so long to finally, you know, take the time out of my day to do it, but it's like a no-brainer. I don't understand why it took me so long to do it. So if you'd like for me to show you a video on the Palico unity, I can show you guys the unities for each region. It doesn't matter if you have a region Wildspire tribe unity, they can show up in the Coral Highlands to assist you. And not only do they form unities with you, but they also teach your Palico how to ride Shamos, Gyros, the Kestodons from the Ancient Forest, the Gastodons from the Elder Recess, so it's very convenient. Alright, so I only wanted to do 2 runs. I didn't want to make this video too long. I didn't want to bore you guys too much. You can see that I'm sure you guys gotten the gist of it, the gist of the route, the gist of basically, you know, what to do. So I'm going to head back to the southern camp. I'm going to talk to the little chick over here and see, just in my expedition, and we're going to see how much resources I get from my Palico.
If in doubt, take a bite.
Alright, now let me show you guys why it's so important to have a unity with these Palico tribes. So you're going to see not only do you get resources from your Palico, but you also get them from the Tail Raiders, the Tail Raider tribe. So I got 3 extra coral crystals from my Palico, which I'm not sure if the Plunder Blade helped with, and I got a coral crystal from the Tail Raider. So it's just essential. So if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and comment in the section below, and thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate all the views and everything.